Hey, beautiful souls. I hope everybody is doing well. It's been a little cold, been hibernating a little bit, but, can't stay away for too long. So, welcome. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. It's your girl Loving, and I have another message for those who are open to receive. So today's message is, are you upholding an image or discovering your identity? Protecting your identity. And there's a difference. So I'm going to give a breakdown. And I took some notes today on a napkin because I'm usually all over the place and time is of the essence. I got things to do. So I want to be straight to the point. So I'm going to break down the definitions, and then it's some bullet points that I wrote down. So image, right, is a representation of the external form of a person. It's the representation of the external form of a person. So your outer image, appearance, right? How you dress. So you might drape yourself in all designer everything, right? Because that's part of your image. You want people to see you as expensive, okay? How you groom yourself, your hair, your makeup, your nails. And not saying anything is wrong with doing any of these things for yourself. So let me land. Stay with me. But that's all part of your image, your outer appearance, right? Your hair, makeup, nails, keeping that up. Looking good, by the way. Okay, so keep it up. Vacations, going on vacations, and so being known for that, for traveling. Okay, yeah, that's how they get down. Well. A sense of perfection, being perfect. So life is perfect. There's all ups and no downs, and I'm never looking bad at all, right? I woke up like this. I rolled up out of the bed with a full face of makeup, and just never a dull moment. Doing things for attention. So yeah, that speaks for itself. Doing things for attention. Imitating others. So imitating others, not being authentically yourself. Avoiding inner reflection and altering your appearance. These are all things that are tied to image. Sure, there's more, but these are things that I just jotted down. But these are things that are tied to your outer appearance, your image, what you want people to perceive you as being, and how you portray yourself to other people. And it's not a reflection of who you really actually are, but usually people that try to hold up an image or keep an image of themselves for the public, the people, family, friends, co-workers, the outer, people, surroundings, is because they have not discovered and or developed their identity. Now let's get into the real deal here. Let's get into this real thing here. The identity, right? Identity is the fact of being who or what a person or thing is. Now, did y'all hear that? Like, identity is the fact of being who or what a person or thing is. So it's being yourself to the core. But let's see what I jotted down under this one. So it's your inner identity or your spiritual hygiene. So being responsible for your own energy, knowing that your energy it could be high or it can be low, or a balance of it. And we have a balance of good and bad. It's all polarities of life. So it can be both. And it's a part of life. It's ebbs and flows, ups and downs. So your energy, you're not always going to be just positive all the time, or just a high vibe and love and light all the time, you know and you shouldn't be, the opposite of that all the time. It's going to be ebbs and flows of that, but it should be more, light, more positive than the other, the contrast, right? So being responsible for your own energy and knowing that, you can bring good or bad energy to a situation. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. So, doing inner healing work to discover your identity, right? Like, we all have things that we've experienced and encountered, in life, just on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't even have to be like related to your upbringing or your parents, or family. It could just be society, just day-to-day people that you come across, scenarios. It just can be anything. But doing that inner healing work to discover who you truly actually are, healing your inner child, things that you had to suppress, that you weren't able to express as a child. When you are an adult and you have the freedom to do those things, you're like the elephant that was tied, to the pole for so long and didn't realize that they were, free when they got untied, because, their mind was kept that way for so long. They've been down for so long, getting up never crossed their mind, right? So healing your inner child is a way of unleashing your joy and your happiness and giving yourself the right and the freedom to be happy. The world is geared and wired towards negativity, towards dullness, towards grim, fear, just getting through life. This is what I have to do, this is what I was dealt type of energy, right? But when you heal your inner child, you rediscover, you uncover your imagination, and the world becomes, your oyster. It becomes whatever you make it and where you see it as. You have a different set of eyes looking at the world, and you're able to create based on what you want, because you know that you can do any and everything in life that you put your mind to and that you put your efforts to, right? God bless those who bless themselves, like help themselves. So put forth a good effort. So also connecting to source or God or universe spiritually, right? Connecting within, having a direct relationship, a direct connection with the source. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I can't even elaborate on that any deeper. Like, it's that serious, and it's that plain and simple. Having a direct connection to source, to God, to nature, to the universe, to whoever, Allah, Muhammad, Jesus, however, Confucius, Buddha, Krishna. It's all the same, different names. Having a connection within, not external, right? Okay, you could go to a building, you could go here and there and everywhere, but having that relationship, that that dialogue in here, right? That is paramount. Okay, and I got a few more points. So living in your truth, that's another part of uncovering your identity. Living in your truth, not what anybody else's truth is, but what your truth is. Therefore, nobody can shame you or embarrass you or make you feel less than, or that you are falling behind in life, or that you think you're better, or that you should feel inferior. Nobody could do that, because you're living in your truth. So you know what's true to you, regardless of what anybody says to you or try to do to you, or what goes on around you. So that leads me into embracing your authenticity. You living in your truth, you're automatically embracing who you are, because you've done the work and you've uncovered and discovered who you are. And then the last and very last and important thing is also discovering your you-ness. What makes you you? Who are you? And I did a video on you-ness, I think a couple years ago, and excuse me, the you-ness, Y-O-U-N-E-S-S, is like the art of who you are at your core. The word you-ness, I looked it up, E-U-N-I-C-E, which is also a name, usually a woman's name. But that means, and I'm paraphrasing, but to fight the good fight, or to win the battle, to win the fight. And I made the connection of, to get to your authenticity, to get to your you-ness, right? The core of who you really are, you have to win the fight. What fight is this? It's the fight against yourself. You versus you. Stop looking at everybody else and trying to compare and compete and do this, that, and the third, and impress and hold an image and make people see you a certain way and think you're this and that. Become that, but also discover who you are at your core and embody that, walk in that, because there's only one you. There's only one you. There's not anybody else in this world like you. But the problem is, when you're trying to be like someone else, which is an image that society created, right, for men and women to follow, and a lot of people are following that, you lose your soul, you lose yourself, you lose who you actually are, and you lose your power. Your power is in your authenticity. Your power is in knowing who you are, but also standing on that, embracing that, radically accepting that and loving that about yourself, and not caring who has a problem with it. You got a problem. If anything that I'm saying is making you feel uncomfortable, or you're looking at me a certain way, then that's just a reflection of you. That's a reflection of what you need to work on. It just is, right? I don't know you. I don't know your business. I don't listen. I'm just giving the message. Don't shoot the messenger. But these are my notes, okay? And that's my message. I hope it was received by the people that, it needed to be received by. If it don't apply, let it fly, right? If it don't resonate, don't ruminate. However, if it blessed you, let it bless you. If it blessed you, let it bless you. That's it. Glory to God, not me. But I hope y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. And until next time, but as always, happy healing, first responders. Happy healing, first responders. Happy healing, first responders.